Let's see if this works. Public. Yeah, we gotta be getting live soon. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Nothing? Ah, g'day Rick. Rick from the Mark. Let's see. Right. Alright, people are finally coming on board. Yes, Alan, I finally got my microscope camera and everything sorted out. This is actually my second stream with the camera. I've set the standards, the encoding quality up a fair bit higher this time. Cormac, fancy meeting you here. Nivish Bundal, I'm assuming. And Lisa, see you there. Sorry, I've got to keep looking back here, that's where my screen is. I need to find myself I need to get one of those little 18-inch screens just to put up here. That's sort of like a little monitor. Although maybe I can put a whole 32-inch 4K screen up there one day, dreaming. Alright, well, we'll get into it because it's getting late here. What is the time? It's got to be close to midnight. No, it's, 3 past midnight. What we have today is a water-damaged iPhone 5S. It's been like this for about 48 hours now. I've already pulled it apart, disconnected the battery. I only just got it a little while ago, like this morning. I don't know how good or bad it's going to be. I haven't even pulled it apart yet. I basically just shucked it open, disconnected the battery and let it be while I sorted out other things during the day. And I thought I'd save this one for a live stream. So I don't know how it's going to go. I guess we'll have a shot. Maybe we'll get lucky like we did the other night when we fixed up the iPhone 5. Let's see. So picked up your reducer. 10 minutes. That's good. I take it that's your 0.35 or 0.3 reducer. I just need some gloves. Because this is liquid damaged and I don't know exactly what the liquid damage is, probably better I use gloves. I might put the ultrasonic cleaner on in preparation because it's going to take a good 20 minutes to warm up. Fortunately, because it is a small ultrasonic cleaner, it doesn't take forever to heat up. Hey, Wiltec, do you want to tell me to replace the PMIC again this time? Yeah, I was thinking Wiltec, I still probably had to get that, get that Q4 off the MOSFET, because it obviously was burning up it had the higher resistance, so I could find the next one. But yeah, I mean, it certainly did distract me from what I thought it was going to be the fault. Just got to pull this one apart. Oh boy, I should have disassembled this before I started the stream. Yeah, it could be toilet water for all I know. It's the CPU. My god, Cormac. That's worse than saying it's the SMC if it was a MacBook. So put the camera out of the way. I almost ordered a replacement. Well, I shouldn't say a replacement. I almost ordered an additional Logitech C922, but didn't have a good week this week in terms of finances or jobs, so that one got left off. I had a nice chunky sized tax bill to give back. It's any fun when you're a sole trader. You don't get your tax taken out on a weekly basis, although if you're a responsible sole trader you would do that manually yourself, so you didn't get to the end of each 3 months and go, oh my god, I haven't got any money. But since I'm not a responsible sole trader, that doesn't apply to me. Needs rehotting. Hey Christos Demopoulos, yes, long time. How's the fume extractor going? Yeah, I've got to get to that. I don't know, it's a very simple thing to do, technically speaking. The harder part is getting the inspiration to do it. Particularly when I'm waking up at 11 o'clock in the morning or whatever. And everything happens so fast from 11 o'clock because basically I'm waking up almost to the doorbell ringing when the people start coming in. So by the time I get to the end of the day, I'm exhausted. And I sort of think, I don't want to do that. Which is why I wanted to get someone to cut it all out for me with CNC. Because I knew at least I would have the energy to assemble it, but to go and do all the cuts and stuff, I was like, yeah, not quite that much energy in my life at the moment. What doesn't help is that the temperature is getting hotter and hotter here. About 2 days ago, my air conditioner failed in this room. Let's see. Oh right, you got a 0.5 reducer. Okay. If you use multiple cams on USB, Cormac, I said this to Chris Long the other night because he said the same thing. Usually in Linux that's not so much of a problem, but I guess we'll find out. Oh yeah, helps if I take out the last standoff. I must say, if you do disassemble iPhones, get yourself one of these standoff screwdrivers. Saves you screwing around. Pun not quite intended there. Saves you stuffing around with the flathead Phillips flathead screwdrivers, trying to get them off. Alright. I mean, they're cheap enough, so you may as well do it. Alright. Let's have a look, see what first jumps out. Well, that green in the middle there is just from my marking pen. Now the person said they ran it for a little bit and then it slowly died. So that's just great. Yeah, Rick, I suppose if you can exhaust it outside, then all your problems are solved in that respect. I could do that because the behind here I have a panel, and in some of the earlier videos you would have seen it. And in that panel is the air conditioner, and it's just a 16mm plywood panel. So by all means I could actually put the extractor fan with no filter and just let it run like that straight to the outside and let nature do its thing and handle all the toxic byproducts for me. Then we took the heat transfer pad off that center one. So far looking pretty clean, which isn't really what I want to. Yeah, because that means it's sneaking away somewhere else. Why are you there? Do I have a link in my tool list? Mike, what for which part? Check rear camera connector. Glad to see micro. Oh, good. Englishman in Brazil. Check rear camera connector. What do you mean? This one? I don't think so we haven't got, because that's white, it means absolutely no chance there was ever any water up in this area. I've got a MacBook that was soaked in red wine, well, the one you guys know about, and every single marker in that MacBook was still white. Not a single one was triggered, and yet there was corrosion and all manner of trash all around it, but it just didn't land on those connectors directly. Well, it's a good thing this is a data-only phone. Oh, for the screwdriver. Oh, right. I'm trying to think where I got mine from. Oh, I got mine from Jason, Lewis Jason, from his store. You can get it from Jess's store as well. The only reason I didn't get it from Jess's is because for some reason their postage calculator decided that they wanted to charge me $45 US to send a package. And I thought, yeah, you know, I want to show my support, but I can't show that much support. Okay. Alright. Well, I guess we'll get the shields off and see what goes. Alright. Was Chris Long in here? Oh, right, there he is. Yeah. The SSD, yeah. Yeah, let's see, just restart. I've got a couple of laptops behind here that I'm fixing up. What Cormac's referring to is that today I had a job. It was a MacBook Pro Retina A1502, and the SSD was bunging it. There's like this here. There was corrosion down here, and I wasn't sure what else could be wrong with the machine. It did seem to run okay, but getting a genuine new replacement SSD made the price a little bit high for the person, and they said, well, I'm probably going to just bin it. And so I gave them a offer, and they took the offer for me to buy it. So I have a i5 2.4 gigahertz Retina A1502, which makes two of them now for me. But this is only a 128 gigabyte solid state drive, but I would like to try and get it to work. I've already pulled this off, cleaned it up, put new pads down and everything, but it's still not working. So I don't know. I mean, I can get them other second-hand ones for $160, so it's probably not really worth my time. But it's just one of those things where, you know, you want to know why. I mean, there was only the tiniest bit of corrosion on there. So if I could find out what that oscillator is, I wouldn't mind trying to replace it, testing a few other things, but good luck trying to get schematics or board views for these. Yeah. Hey Mark. Oh, g'day Paul. Nice to see you. I didn't expect you at this sort of time of night. I would usually expect you the morning time for me. Alright, let's get this these shields off. We're going to be using the patented Chris Long method, the drop method. Let's see if I can find a good spot to grab onto this. No, you feel too wussy. No, you're just bending that tip. Yeah. Sometimes the tips of these tweezers don't have enough strength in them. Because at the same time I don't want to hold on to it too hard that I end up breaking something. No, I haven't worked out. I haven't done too many 5S's, funnily enough, for this shield. Most of the time when I do a 5S, it's yeah, I got to do this away from the microscope, I'm sorry. Yeah, most of the time when I'm doing a shield on a 5S, it's to get to the TriStar, which is the back shield. Okay, that one's off. There you go, Chris Long's method works again. Yeah, avoiding the dentist to the last minute generally doesn't work out well. I found that out the hard way too. It'd be funny if there's actually no damage at all on this board and it just ended up being a flex problem. But where's the fun in that? No, take this one off too. One thing I've got a real problem with is holding on to the tweezers and the hot air just way too tight. It's like I'm grabbing onto it as if I'm relying on it as a lifeline from falling off a cliff or something. I've learned to just relax the grip a bit. I've always had this issue with things like at school, they come along and they test your pencil or pen grip strength. You're supposed to just lightly hold the pen or lightly hold the pencil. Yeah, not much chance of that. I'm sure you've all seen the crazy crayon loving kid meme that's out there. Well, that's kind of what I'm like with holding pencils and pens. And in this case, oh, for goodness sake, don't do that. Alright. Just a little warm. Yeah, this is going to be boring, isn't it? You're going to have nothing at all wrong with you. You're just going to be a... Yeah, yep, mm-hmm. Yeah, you're probably just a dud screen and nothing else. Ow. Well, Tuck, I haven't even tried yet. I really haven't. I'm going to try now. Here's the other fun thing, is I always forget which pins on here need to be shorted, so I cheat. And I'll just reassemble the whole thing. Of course, that's going to be bad news if we do have problems with the flexes. So who out there is going to order a quick hot air station now that Lewis has done his review? Let's push this back. Oh, gotta catch up on chat. Come on down. Ooh, iPhone 8 Plus went bang while charging. What? Morning, Joshua. Clean as a whistle. Yep, that's right, Chris. Well, what's happened with Super Chat now? I'm going to put the chat up here so it looks like I'm remotely talking to you. I'm going to leave that there. There's a screen. So who wants to put bets on the fact that there's really actually nothing wrong with this? Maybe if we're lucky it's a dud screen and nothing more. The screen definitely looks like it took is where it might have come through. You can see there it's gone red. Because what would help is if I actually had the ability to plug in the screen. Sometimes when I'm putting these things back together, I wonder whether I've got any capability at all, because I can sit there and try and plug in the flexes, no luck, no luck. I have to walk away for about 5 minutes and come back to them. So some days you just can't get it lined up. Okay, let's see. Ah! Yeah. Did we need to pull that all apart? Oh wait, no, it did just drop dead. So something's not, unless it was, no. Okay. Question is, did that just go into DFU mode? I really hope that didn't go into DFU mode. Oops. If this is a phone, Rice would have fixed. Yeah, that's true. Quick hot hair is nice, but only two main problems. The handle is bigger than most, yes. And the button controls suck. Yeah. I agree that the button controls, I mean the knob, the handle I probably could tolerate. I mean, I don't know, is it bigger than these ones? I couldn't quite work out. But yeah, you'll see I'm griping about the lack of rotary encoders for the airspeed and power. Because I agree, it's like that really is what they should have. Okay, well, let's see how we go. We're going for current here now. I think this is in DFU mode. It's sitting on 80 milliamp. Let's go get my lightning cable. Where is my lightning cable? Chris, how does that even work? So I'm looking for a USB port here on my laptop, because naturally I don't have enough USB ports. Oh yeah, I've got one left. So I'm curious what method they're using, Chris, for that, because there must be a way for me to replicate that. Okay, I'm just going to add a capture window. Okay. No, no, no. Oh. That doesn't even look like the right window. It's not. Okay. Let's see if this gives me DFU mode again. Probably makes sense. The person said they ran it for a while, and we probably got damage in the battery, and yeah. Okay. So hopefully we don't have a nice ground loop going on here. Let's see what comes up. Come on. Should have beat it by now. It's interesting. It didn't boot when I put the cable in. What's going on? Yeah, I do, Chris, but it's in the other office. I'm just kind of curious why this didn't boot when I plugged in the lightning port. I'll try a different port here. Let's try this. Oh, I know why it's not working. A little thing called dock connector. There we go. Now it might work. Okay, here it goes. Yep, there we are. Recovery mode. Damn. Alright. Well, that's no fun at all. I could do it through virtual mode. I'll just try controls Z. Let's see. I reset. Oh. Sudo apt. There should be a program I've got here called iRecovery, but once again, it's on the other machine. Yeah, I wish I was coding. Not. Mm-hmm. You turned yourself off. Ah, typical. Alright. Here's my damn window. Get clone. Yeah, well, this is fun. This wasn't quite exactly what I was planning on doing. I'm just kind of curious to see whether the iRecovery tool can do what I want. More than likely I will have to use 3U, but it'd be nice to try and iRecovery it. Hey Maurice. Okay. Oh no. Yeah, I like Malwarebytes as well. There's no sneakiness, there's nothing, it just does its job and not much else. God damn, what do you want? Chris, it's all working on my other system, but I haven't set anything up on this one. This is just a very bare system that was meant for YouTube streaming and nothing else. Although all this sort of stuff should be in here. Hey, White Ox. Ah, now they're somewhere. No live user. Okay, app to install. 3U for Android, that'd be something. Oh, you mean, oh, right, yeah, you mean something that does the similar functions to what 3U does, but for Android phones. I was thinking you want to... That's what I want. Hey, Mike. Need DOS 3. Oh, no, not 3.3. You need 4 DOS. Or DOS 6.22. Yeah, I didn't think you... I have a feeling this person's source files are dodgy. Okay, what I'm going to do... Oh, that's hilarious. I've logged into myself. Okay, I'll be right back.
Hey, Bubba. What you doing? You good boy? You good boy? What you doing? Really? That's fine.
I just realised you guys would have heard me talking to my cat. Oh well. Well called, Cormac, well called. Alright. Okay. Fine. We'll go with the binary. This isn't what I was planning on doing. Hey Paul, oh, thank you very much for that. I appreciate that. Your num lock was off. Well, at least it wasn't your cap locks was on. Alright. Looks like these other PCs. Let's see. It's got Windows machines that need updating, weird stuff like that. What audio was that? Yeah, Paul, that was me talking to my cat, one of my cats. He doesn't meow as such, he just makes little trill noises like things like that. Okay, he'll yowl at times if he has a little toy mouse, a little stuffed toy type toy mouse. He's had that since he was a kitten, I think. What is he now, 5 years old or something? But if he wants our attention, he'll go and find that toy, he'll grab it, and he'll come in and he'll start yowling with it in his mouth and drop it down, and then we've got to go give him attention. So, yeah, it's pretty amusing. But, what? Okay, I'm pretty much almost going to go insane here. What's all this trash? This is other people's stuff that I've recovered. I know what this live toolize is that it wants. More shrimps for the barbie. Beauty, mate. Let's see. Well, the alternative is I just do it. I'll just put this phone onto the other machine. So this here, that's the toy. Yeah, we've had to stitch it up quite a few times. Yeah, sort of bit of home surgery. And yeah, if he loses it for a couple of days, things get pretty bad. So here you go. You want your toy? He didn't approve of me taking it from him. Alright, okay, now I'm going to go back into that machine. Let's see. Alright, so if you can see, we've got it plugged into the machine there. So our recovery. Okay. Yeah, it's very easy to fix that toy now. Let's see what happens. Okay, it should be rebooting now. Hey, extreme. Very small shrimps are £2. I mean, €2. Cat plus half plus leaflet. Oh, White Ox, you're gonna get yourself kicked out at this rate. I probably should expand this a bit. Looking a bit small there. There we go. Hey Wayne, am my way? Yeah, it's quad to one. Okay, this hasn't come back yet. Something's happened. I am not even sure how to pronounce that. Ilya Abramovic. Probably got that dreadfully wrong. Alright, why hasn't that come back? Because that should have either come back as recovery mode or booted. One or the other. Well, I noticed it was disconnected, so maybe it just didn't have a state change. Oh well. I'll be sure to get another camera next week if I can, because I know this is a little bit frustrating not being able to see what's going on. No, that's definitely back in DFU mode. Yep. Alright. I don't know what's happened there. Well, Chris, I'll give it a go with the 3U tools thing you're talking about, but yeah, we'll have to be on my Windows machine. So at least we know, well, what we can probably gather from this is that the battery is likely damaged. The person just let it kept running and looping, and now it's probably... we're probably going to have an error 26 here but we'll give it a shot. I'll try the 3U tools, see what comes up. Let's see. Oh, first parts of my board file generation have arrived. I ordered this little packet of doodads, which many of you will probably recognize. So what do we got? So as you can see, these are just blank boards of the various Apple phones. I've got all of them from the iPhone 5 onwards. Well, I don't think I've got an 8 right now. Actually, I should turn that off. There we go. So you can see that, as far as I can tell, they are the genuine boards. I don't know whether they've got defects or how they managed to come across them so that they can send them off to people like me. The idea is, what I'm going to do is I'll get a scanner and do some high resolution scans of these, probably about 1000 dpi or something like that. I'll probably have to use something like a Epson or HP, something that it's actually got legitimately good quality, not something that interleaves or interlaces or whatever. So once I scan in both sides of this and scale it down, then I need to write some software that will allow me to put these images up on the web and allow people to add on the bounding boxes for the components surrounding the pads. And when they do that, then they can say, okay, this is this part number, these are the pins, and these are the network names for the pins. So as an individual, it'll be excruciatingly painful and slow to do this, but if I can put it onto the web and make it very easy for people to just add their little 2 cents to it, I'm hoping that we'll be able to crowdsource, so to speak, a complete set of board view files that work on open board view and no one has to pay for. I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't have a problem with ZXW in terms of it being commercial. The problem I have with ZXW is that it only runs on Windows. It's not in... well, it's not in English for me, so it obviously doesn't matter for a lot of people. I mean, I know there is the English version of the menus and whatnot, but a lot of it is still not in English. And the fact that you've got to make sure that their servers are up, that you have an internet connection going, and so it's just, there's enough inconveniences in there to make me want to embark on this particular project and try and make open source, so to speak, Apple iPhone board view files. Wayne, when I walked away from Open Board View, that was the actual Open Board View program, and it was more a case of I'd finished doing what I really wanted to do with it, which was to get it up to the point where it wasn't frustrating to me to use in certain ways. So I managed to do that, added a few features that I wanted. I'm happy with it now. And there are other people doing minor adjustments to it in the back end sort of thing, which is fine. I mean, it's all open source, so it doesn't matter. But getting board views for iPhones, that's my next big thing. That's the next thorn in my side that I really want to get solved. So, is it fixed yet? Oh, Chris. Is the stream frozen, or are we all good? We're all good, I think. Move my head. Not sure. No. Can you wake me when it's finished, please? What? 5 minutes? Yeah. So, yeah. So it's a new software project for me. I'm going to do it web-based, and this will just be for creating the board view files. It won't be specifically for, pardon me, for using them in work. Although it may lead itself to being a web-based board view programming, but I think overall it's probably going to be more practical to have it just simply to generate the board view files. It could take a long time. It may not take off. It may be a complete bomb. I will also scan the boards when they're populated with parts, so you can have the PCB only view and the part view and things like that. Held off on the AM scope and gambled on some inventory instead, hopefully next week. Plenty of those blank boards on it, yeah. Chat's a little slow getting to you, that's all. Oh, okay. It's probably... I'm not dropping any frames. I'm pushing 4.2 megabit per second, which is pretty good. I'm sitting on 50% CPU. I think it's probably YouTube. And I think I know why. I think the latest Rick and Morty episode just came out tonight on Netflix, so I'm going to be going to watch that pretty soon. Yeah, getting a microscope, even a second-hand one, I'd definitely say that's the big first step. And certainly getting a good soldering station for micro soldering is definitely another big step. I already had 2 soldering stations, but they were for 06, 03, maybe 04, 02 type stuff. Once I got below that, it wasn't very good. I can get the tips for my stations, like the JSO2 type tip, but it still really wouldn't help. I think with the Hacko, with the 951, with those cartridges with the built-in heaters, that's the key. So, and I'll probably be getting a what is it? As soon as Lewis gets them in or something like that, I'm thinking of definitely getting a quick air station, because I do like I do want the presets on it. I do like my Tenma, which is the same as the AOE that Chris and Jason use, but the lack of the presets is something that annoys me. Like every time I switch this thing back on, I have to set up. And I mean, it's only a 2-second thing, but it's just one of those conveniences. The prices are pretty good. So, did you really ring Jessa about her accidental live stream? I did, yeah, because it was just going on and on and on. I thought, well, I'm getting bored sitting here listening to it, because I couldn't understand what was being said anyway. Yeah, I thought it'd be an excuse to give him a call. So I called the I called their office number. I don't have Jess's number. And yeah, so they just passed the message on. It's going to get the 400, but I decided I don't want to replace it. Aaron, are you talking about, is the 400 that one that's like the fixed 10 by or 20 by view zoom? Because I agree, you probably are better off just saving up the money and getting one of these fully adjustable heads. It's such a huge difference, and you do find yourself always wanting to zoom in and out in different places. So yeah, save up, and even if you only get well, for most people, unless you're doing YouTube stuff or you want to have displayed to another external screen, the binocular heads themselves are perfectly fine. I think you can get a binocular head with the light and one of the more compact stands as opposed to one of these dual arm ones for about 320, so it's not too bad. Hey, hummed it. So after Rick and Morty, stick on Orville, Star Trek. I watched the Star Trek the other night. The first 10 minutes were a bit awkward. The dialogue seemed a little bit forced. Some people really didn't like the Klingons. I didn't really care. But I'm not a Trekkie, so... I was expecting to see more martial arts action, though. I mean, I can't remember her name now, what the captain was. Ever since she did Crouching Tiger, yeah, any movie that she's been in since, she's pretty much typecast as having to do martial arts. So when they did a really bad job on it with the last Mummy movie, not the one with Tom Cruise, I'm talking about the Brendan Fraser type ones, when they just brutalized her abilities. Just remember, Lewis, quick, Wayne, I asked Lewis and he said he's going to be bringing in the 220 volt one, so when he gets those in, then I'll hit him up for that. So anyway, look, seems like the board in that one is technically fine in the iPhone 5, but we do most likely have a Error 26 coming up the pipe. I'll go try 3U Tools, but that's in the other workshop, so I'll have to do that there. I keep my Windows machines hidden away so that people don't think that I use it, even though I use it all the time. But, so that's going to be a bit of a problem. I was hoping to rather see liquid damage on this phone and fix that up rather than trying to deal with this Error 26 trash. But it's going to be a pain. Yeah, so I can need to get a small monitor for here, another camera. I think I'm pretty much set, and I need to get an air conditioner in this office. The one I've got here, second day of the summer heat, I turn it on and I'll just hear a clunk, and that's it. The compressor has obviously died and now nothing is working on it, so it blew a whole bunch of stuff. It's about 12 years old, the air conditioner, so probably time I retired it. I guess it's going to be another $1,000 or so and get a split system installed rather than these wall units. Yeah, Mark, the AOE is perfectly good. That's the thing, yeah. It's really is a perfectly good machine. I mean, you could probably get 2 of them for the price of a Quick with some change left over. And I mean, I can understand why a lot of people didn't like the other ones because they were the cheap in-handle blowers. But these ones with the pump inside the assembly, I mean, they're perfectly good. I've not had any troubles with it all. So, alright, Paul, I'll catch up with you later. And I am probably going to get out here too. I'll go watch my episode of Rick and Morty and get myself some midnight dessert, I think. Maybe ice cream. Always a sucker for ice cream. So sorry there wasn't any more soldering tonight. That was a bit of a bummer, but I guess that's life. And anyway, you all take care. Until next time, catch you later.